Hello, I'm Eloise and this is my channel, and for today's video I am going to be doing another foundation wear test. And not just any old foundation wear test, I'm also going to be updating you guys with my everyday makeup routine, because I've had so many messages of people requesting my everyday makeup routine, which is so simple, and I thought I would do it for you guys in amongst a foundation wear test. What foundation are you wearing today, Eloise, you ask? Well, it is the Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid Foundation. Is that what it's called? Yes. It's a hydrating foundation and apparently has hyaluronic acid and collagen in it. Sounds right up my street. So if you're interested to see my everyday makeup routine and a foundation wear test on the Maybelline Dream Satin Liquid Foundation, then make sure you keep on watching. Before you do, make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe and all that jazz, and let's crack on. Also, how cute is my hair? I feel like I've just stepped out of the 90s and I'm loving it. Baby Spice who? So let's get a little bit more information about this foundation. So this product is different price everywhere. I believe I paid $8.99. On Look Fantastic it's $7.99. Air whipped to perfection. This Dream Satin Liquid Air Whipped Foundation, they've said that twice in the same sentence, by Maybelline New York is designed to give you an even coverage to give a completely poreless look and a picture perfect finish every time. So from experience, a more hydrated and glowy formula is going to accentuate pores and any texture on the skin, whereas a matte one will naturally sort of smooth out that area. So it will be very interesting to see, because I do have very porous cheeks and nose, so we will see how that goes. It's ideal for normal skin. The lightweight liquid formula has the airy feel of a mousse. I think this is the liquid version of the Dream Matte Mousse, to be honest with you. But the blendability of liquid, making it the ultimate foundation. Completely oil and fragrance free, so it's good for oily skin, I would say. This foundation won't clog your pores, keeping your skin in perfect condition. So that's all the nitty gritty. I got the shade 21 Nude. It looks like it's going to be quite a nice colour for me. Remember, my face is much lighter than my body because I wear SPF every single day. So yeah, should we get into it? Usually in my everyday makeup routine, I do my eyes first, just so that I can sort of touch my face while I'm doing it. So I think we're going to go in with the foundation later on, because I want to give you a true sense of how I do my everyday makeup routine. So we'll come back to this bad boy in a minute. And just so you know, I don't wear makeup every single day, but if I've got plans, then this is generally the makeup that I will do. I don't like to wear too much makeup. When I'm going out and about, I probably wear makeup about 2 or 3 times a week. This is kind of like the makeup that I can just throw on in about 20 minutes. So yeah, don't get it wrong. I don't wear makeup every day, and this is probably going to be a lot of makeup for many people, but for me, it is way less than what I used to wear. So anyway, after that disclaimer, let's get started. So I'm going to be starting off with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. So it's got this gorgeous rosy undertone, so it really is going to cancel out any veins and discoloration on my eyelids. Oh, also I laminated my brows and lifted my lashes the other day, and I tinted my lashes as well. And it just makes me feel so much more put together. I've said this before. I just love the way that it looks. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that. I must admit, I do much prefer going to a professional to getting it done. I didn't enjoy the experience of lifting my own lashes. My brows I can do quite easily, but lifting my own lashes was a terrifying experience, because you have to do one eye at a time. You've got your eyelashes literally rolled up on a rolled up piece of plastic, I don't know what you would call that, and it's terrifying getting that solution so close to your eyeballs. So yeah, definitely wouldn't recommend doing it yourself. Next step is super simple. You can either go in with your bronzer or just use an eyeshadow palette. My go-to neutral eyeshadow palette is one that I've reviewed recently, and I did a 3 look or 2 looks. Did I do 2 or 3 looks? I can't remember. I think it was just 2. 2 looks using the Too Faced Born This Way palette, and it has since then become a firm favourite and a go-to eyeshadow palette because I explained in that video. If you haven't seen that video, I'll pop it in the description box. But like I said in that video, it is the perfect palette for your warm browns and your rosy tones as well. So I just absolutely love it. So I'm just going to take a Morphe M573, which is a huge which is a huge fluffy brush, and I'm going to take the shade Seashell and Nude. I'm just going to mix those two together, and I'm just going to start to work that in the outer corner, just in really big circular motions, just to get a little bit of colour on the lid, just so that you don't look so stark naked. And I stick with this palette for the entire eye look. The good thing about this makeup as well is that you can wear it without lashes and it looks beautiful. It doesn't look too overbearing without false lashes. And you can also amp it up with false lashes as well. It looks really beautiful with that too. Okay, I'm getting far too hot in this jumper. It's always cold before I start filming. Then when these lights are on me, I literally get so hot. So I'm in my sports bra, so don't panic. I always wear my gym clothing in the day. If I haven't done my workout in the morning, it forces me to do it later on. And also it's comfy as well. To set this inner portion part of my lid, I'm literally just going to take the shade Swan, which is this matte cream shade, and just sweep that all over the lid. And that one brightens up and two sets that primer. Nothing crazy, honestly. This takes me about 2 minutes in the morning. If you have an angled brush, you could go for it, but I just have this tiny little detailed brush. I don't know what it is, but it's a Zoeva brush. I think it's like a small shader or something, I don't know. So I'm gonna take the shade Truffle, which is the most beautiful, rich, chocolatey brown I've ever used in my life. I literally love it. And I'm just going to load my brush up, and I'm going to turn over and get quite close to this mirror. And what I do is basically colour in my lash line, but only like halfway along. Can you see the difference that makes already? Just makes your lashes look so much fuller and darker as well. And then I'm going to do a tiny little baby wing. So I'm going to do this with my eyes open so I know the exact placement. Literally the smallest little wing, can you see? And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And that is literally all I do on my eyes. It takes you 2 seconds. Now for mascara. So I'm going to take, because I want my lashes to look quite fanned out and separated, I'm going to take the Primark Fake It Mascara. This is a lovely, lovely mascara. It was £2.50, so an absolute steal. And it reminds me of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Like, the wand is really cool. So I'm just gonna coat my lashes. Finally, on to the foundation. So usually I would go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter in the shade 3, just to give my skin that extra glow. But because I don't know how the foundation works, I'm gonna leave this product for now, just to see how glowy it gets on its own. So like I said, I've got the shade Nude. I'm gonna do maybe 2 pumps for now. It looks like it's quite thick. It's not runny or anything like that. So I'm going to go on this side first, because I do have a couple of scars on my cheeks just from a couple of recent blemishes. Oh, I'm excited. I haven't tried a new foundation in ages. Okay, that off the bat is a perfect shade for me. I mean, it doesn't match my neck, but it will match my chest. As you can see, I've got a little bit of a tan. Let's try and cover this blemish. Yeah, it's definitely more medium coverage, which, as you know, I love. So on my skin underneath, I just have all my usual skincare products. It has definitely got a scent. It reminds me of like that classic makeup smell. It's a little bit like floral, perfumey. So off the bat, definitely a satin finish. So I feel like I'm gonna have to powder down more than I usually would, but that's okay. It's one of those foundations that I feel like if you overwork it on the skin, it's just gonna pick back up. I think I like it. I'm gonna really have to see how well it performs throughout the day to make my obvious final decision. So I'm gonna go ahead, speed through and do the other side. I think I can now explain what I mean by the picking up on the skin. So, you know when you've got a few dry patches and the foundation almost separates around it. It doesn't sort of like smooth it out. With a brush, that's exactly what it's doing, because I do have a little bit of dryness on my forehead at the moment where I've used a different cleanser, and I'm not one of those people where foundation just does not stick to their nose. I know a lot of people have that issue. I feel like it's going to be one of those foundations that wouldn't stick to your nose very well if that was a problem for you. So I've just gone over with my sponge. This is the Real Techniques powder sponge, and it looks like it's performing a little bit better with a sponge, but it's definitely taken away the shine a little bit. So I don't know, I'm just going to really have to see how it performs with my other products, but at the moment it looks like it's just going to be one of those foundations that might not stay very well throughout the day. It's definitely a glowy foundation, medium coverage, so I'm all for it, but like I said, with the formula it's kind of a little bit funny, so we shall see how it performs. I think I'm going to have to powder down more than usual. So I'm now going to go in with my Ride or Die products. So as you guys know, I love a cream bronzer. That is literally my jam. So I either go in with my Nip and Fab Fix Sticks in the shade Golden Tan, or my Barry M All Night Long Stick Foundation in the shade Fudge. Today I'm going to go in with the Fudge because I am more on the tanned side at the moment. Golden Tan is definitely more of a fair tone, I would say. So I'm just going to place this on my forehead, a little bit on my cheeks. This isn't me cream contouring, so I'm not going underneath the cheekbone, I'm going on top of the cheekbone just to add some warmth to my skin and look like I've got a healthy sun kiss. So I'm going to go in with my foundation brush because it's still got a little bit of foundation left in, so it blends it so perfectly, like look at that. And I'm not too precise with it either. So I do a bit of pushing into the skin, then a bit of swirling. The good thing about having a hydrating foundation underneath is that you can do all of this. If it was more matte, it would pick up the foundation a little bit more and go a bit more patchy. But where the base is more, for lack of a better word, moist, it sort of just merges in with the foundation where it hasn't been completely set on the skin yet, whereas a matte foundation kind of sets itself. Now it's time for concealer, so I'm going to go in with my trusty fave, which is the Urban Decay Stay Naked Concealer. I'm in the shade 40NY. To brighten up, I do like to use a touch of 30NY. If you are new to my channel, welcome. This is my favourite concealer of all time. I wear it every single day. I've had it for well over a year now, or just a year. I can't remember when it was launched, but anyway, I have it for my personal use and also for my freelance makeup use. I am just obsessed with this concealer. If you haven't tried it yet, come on. So I just like to place a tiny amount just in the darkest area of my eyes, which is just at the front, and then inevitably when I blend it out with a sponge, it's gonna reach the outer corners as well. So I don't want to use too much concealer because excess concealer is going to settle into lines, so we want to avoid that as much as possible. So I pop a little bit down my nose and on my chin as well, just to brighten up a little bit. And then I'm going to take the same Real Techniques powder sponge to blend out the nose and the chin first, just so that it gives the concealer under my eyes a chance to almost set down so that you build up that coverage a bit more. And the reason I use a powder sponge is because it's got a lovely sort of velour texture and it just really smooths out any cream product. I love it for cream and powders. You'll see I use the other side for my powder in a moment. So I'm going to start to just press this in the area that we want the most coverage first. So on that inner corner. I'll hop over to the other side to do the same. And once you're happy that that inner corner is blended, I'm going to take off the excess on the back of my hand and then just pull that into the outer corner. Because we get most of our fine lines around this area here where we smile, you want the least amount of product there so it doesn't accentuate those lines as much. Perfect, so we are brightened up now. So I'm going to go in with my cream blusher now, just to give the under eyes a chance to really become part of the skin. If I went in with the powder now, sometimes it's a little bit too wet, so the powder and the wet concealer create sort of like this weird textured under eye. I don't know, anyway, I'm going to leave it for a moment. Trust the process. And anyway, because I'm going in with a cream blush, I need to go in with my creams before I go in with any powders. So you know me, I love the Sleek Makeup Blush by 3 palette. So I'm going to take the shade OC and Newport Peach. I love these two shades together. Tap off a little bit on the back of my hand and just press that on the apples of my cheeks and pull it back into the bronzer. I have so many favourite blushes, but I wanted to go for a cream today. Beautiful! Okay, now for the powder. So I am going to be using the Laura Mercier loose translucent powder. I'm going to blend out any creases that have formed underneath the eyes. And then I'm going to dip into my powder. Take off the excess on the back of my hand. You only want a small amount under there. And press. And whatever's left on the sponge, I'm just going to take in the areas that we don't want to be particularly shiny, like this porous area here on the nose. Using the leftover just means that you're not going to make your skin too matte if you're going for a glowy look, which I always am. I've actually set most of the face because that foundation was looking very like oil slicky. So now I'm going to take my just a powder brush and wipe away very softly underneath the eyes. Have a little feel to make sure that that's set enough. I might put a touch more just here, which is where I get the creasing. You don't want to feel any tackiness underneath the eyes because that means it's not set quite enough. So now for highlighter. As you guys know, I have been loving the MAC Soft and Gentle, but I'm going to use something different today. I've been loving the Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics Flash Palette. It's just so beautiful. I feel like it looks so luxury, and my favourite shade is Iced. I'm just going to pop that on the tops of the cheekbones, sort of like in this area here. And you literally need the smallest amount of this product. Love it. On the tip of the nose and that little nook in there. Tiny bit on the chin. Above the brow. For bronzer, I'm going to be taking the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. And I'm just going to press that into that area that we cream bronzed. We kind of just want to set that area rather than adding too much more colour. And I just want a touch more blush, so I'm going to take the MAC Sun Basque blush. Just add a bit more colour to my cheeks. For brows, where I've laminated them, I don't need to use any product in them. Just brush them up. I am going to fill in a couple of those gaps though. And to do that, I'm going to take the Urban Decay Double Down Brow in the shade Taupe Trap. And just the little brush that comes with it. And just in a couple of those gaps, I'm just going to fill them in. And for lips, I'm just going to be taking the NYX Cosmetics Nude Suede Shoes Lip Liner. And just to top off, I'm going to take the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Fortune Cookie. Nothing crazy. Okay, so there you go. That is my everyday makeup routine. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of pulling yourself together. So the time is 10:30 and I'm just going to go about my day and take you guys along with me. So if you like running errands, if you like gardening and harvesting, I've got a few bits to harvest today. I'm so excited. And just, you know, chilling out, doing Courtney Black workouts, then come along with me. So I'll do check-ins all throughout the day just to let you know how it's going. So yeah, I'll see you very soon. What a miserable day it is today. I thought I'd be picking the veg in the sun, but clearly not. So I thought I would just come outside to show you what this foundation looks like in natural lighting. Also, I took my lip off because I literally can't stand wearing lip products at the moment. But yeah, what are we thinking? I'm just about to return some Bow Avenue bras. Is anyone else like me? I literally hate shopping for bras. I have one bra that I absolutely love, and the rest of the times I wear bandos because bra shopping is so stressful. I hate all bras. They make my boobs look pointy or too big or make me look fat, and I just hate it. And I bought 4 bras, and guess what? I'm returning 4 bras. So I'm off to the post office, and then I'll be back, and I'm gonna do a Courtney Black booty blast with a full face of makeup on. So Wish me luck. Oh my god, so that was literally a 25-minute workout and I was dripping in sweat. So my makeup actually still looks really nice, I think. I just had a sneaky look. Do you want to have a closer look? My hairline probably is going to look a little bit orange and sweaty, but yeah, 25 minutes of booty and we're looking good, I think. So it's lunchtime. Actually, no, it's harvest peas time. You're taking us to the peas, Gracie. You're taking us to the peas. I don't actually think I've shown you this year's veg patch. So let's have a little tour. I think Jack did a bit of weeding last night. It's literally gone crazy. Look, it's like a bloody jungle. So it's been raining quite a lot here for the last few days. So it's in dire need of some weeding and harvesting. So let me just quickly run you through. So down here is a mixture of weeds which I desperately need to pull up this weekend, and also broccoli. We did broccoli this year, how exciting. Then here, the green man's fingers, of course the onions, they've gone crazy. Last year we grew way too many runner beans, so we've done a smaller version this year just to have a handful, because we don't actually eat that many runner beans, but they look nice in the veg patch. And then at the back there, you've got the potatoes. They've gone a bit funny. I don't really know what's gone on with them. They're probably ready to be pulled up a little bit. Here, we've got corn on the cobs. At the top there, can you see where my finger is pointing? That, I think, is the start of a corn on the cob. And we didn't do those last year, so this is super exciting. And then down at the bottom here, we've got carotten. So we had some crazy shaped carrots last year. So we tried to thin them out quicker this year so that we have some proper carrots. I'm very excited for that. Then here is the lettuce patch. This has gone crazy. I literally have to pick the lettuce like every 3 days, so it just goes crazy otherwise. Can you see that one there is turning into like Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch? That's what happened last year. And then in the middle here, we've got broads, which I'll probably pick today actually. Look, they're getting quite big. So yeah, we didn't have much success last year with the broad beans, so it's really exciting to have that whole middle row there. We've got sunflowers in the middle. They haven't actually like flowered yet. They're just getting really, really tall. And then in the middle there, we've got strawberries with a little cage because the birds kept nicking them. They've not been very successful, those ones, but the ones in the hanging baskets have. Again, we've had to cover them in netting because cheeky little squirrels were stealing them. And then in the middle here, we absolutely love peas. So this is where the runner beans were last year, and they literally went all the way to the top. But this year we've grown peas because we much prefer eating peas than runner beans. At the side here, we've got some French climbing beans, I think. Oh no, they're peas. I don't think we've got any yet. And then we've got a couple of, actually I don't know where they are. They look like they've died actually. Those little twiggy things there, they were meant to be garlic. Anyway, I'm out here to harvest these big boys. So I'm gonna harvest them, then I'll peel and depod them all, and then I'll blast them in boiling water, and then I'll freeze them. So we've got some homegrown frozen peas. And also this year we created a fence out of what it's called, bamboo like pea sticks and chicken wire, and these big wood bits are fallen down trees from the woods behind our house. So we've been very innovative and eco-friendly this year. We basically did this fence because of this little girl here. She is stick obsessed, so you can imagine how many times the fence, what do you call this? I can't remember what you call this. Anyway, the fence kept getting pulled out by Gracie because she's obsessed with sticks, because last year we didn't have Gracie when we had the veg patch, so yeah, we had to get a bit creative with the fence. But anyway, let's get to harvesting. Okay, so this bowl is massive. It's like double the size of my head, and this isn't even a quarter of the crop. So I've got a lot of depodding to do today. Me and Gracie already had a quick snack, didn't we, Gracie? She loved it. Tastes bloody divine. I am shattered. It is 4 o'clock, so I've had my makeup on for 6 hours. I have literally done a lot but not done much, if that makes sense. So I have peeled all the peas, a quarter of the crop, so I've got to do that another 3 times. Blanched them in boiling water for 1.5 minutes, and they're currently in the freezer on a tray, and then I'll be able to just put them in a bag and chuck them in the freezer. So then I tried to record this segment, and then my phone told me I didn't have enough storage, so I've just spent 45 minutes deleting lots of WhatsApp chats and photos and stuff. And now my eyes are really sleepy, and I fear if I go to my bedroom or sit on the sofa I'll have a nap, and then it will probably make my makeup smudge. But anyway, let's get on to the foundation. So this is what we're looking like. I feel like my nose is a wee bit oily, so I don't know whether that's because I did a workout or it's just quite a glowy foundation. I feel like I'm not even here right now. So yeah, it's 4 o'clock and this is what my face is looking like. So I'll check in later. Oh, Gracie girl. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Where's the kisses? Where's the kisses? So, I thought the only way that I'm going to wake up is to do my second Courtney Black workout of the day. It is... what does the Fitbit also do this? 4:45, so I'll probably take my makeup off afterwards. I just want to give it one more test to see how far we can push it. But so far, I think it looks fab, and I've already done one sweaty workout today. So yeah, wish me luck. Excuse the hair and the mullet. I wish this could go all up, but that's what I get for having short hair. So I'll see you afterwards. Can you see that bead of sweat on my forehead? My hairline. Oh my god. If you haven't done a Courtney Black workout, I'm literally drenched. I've been doing them for 3 months and I still find them hard. But my god, they're so good. And they transform your body, honestly. I've never seen such a toned, tight figure on myself. Like, I've actually got shape to my body now. So yeah, if you haven't tried them, get on it, because they're amazing. So I've just blotted the beads of sweat. I haven't had a chance to look in the mirror yet, but what we're thinking, if I've got any tissue on my head, that's going to be so embarrassing. Are we patchy? Has it lasted? Let me know. Usually I would end my foundation wear test in, I was going to say my studio then, but it's not a studio, it's just my beauty room. With the lights and everything, but this is a clearer representation of what it really looks like. It is currently 6 o'clock, so I've had the foundation on for 7.5 hours. So I think that's enough now, especially where I've sweated most of it off. I think it's time to take the makeup off. So I've had a little look back at some of the footage to see what my skin looks like, and actually, considering I've done 2 Courtney Black workouts, which are crazy intense, the foundation has well and truly been put to the test, and I think it's passed. I think I'm really going to enjoy this foundation, and it might even become a regular in my makeup kit. What do you guys reckon? I'd love to know your thoughts on how you think the foundation is looking, because your opinions really matter to me. So anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe and all that jazz. I'm Eloise, a sweaty one as well. This is my channel and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.